What's up,
Yep.
STR Nation? Welcome back to another Mindset Monday with myself, Mike Sjogren, and Mr. Mike Riley. What's going on, Mike?
Knocking them out, man.
Living the dream?
Yep. Absolutely.
I love it. Today, we want to get right into it. For Mindset Monday, the topic is how to do more. And as a New England fan, I'm obviously a huge Tom Brady fan, but whatever your football beliefs are, okay, you either love him, you hate him. There's no denying that the guy is a phenomenal quarterback. He's had over 20 years in the NFL, arguably the greatest of all time. Again, we're not going to debate that here. But if you look at this guy's stats or his physique, his build, everything on paper, he should have never gotten to the level that he's gotten to, right? I got his book that I recently picked up. And one of the things he talked about in here was what people were saying about him, in his draft reports, as far as like what his, what do they call it? The combine report or whatever, when he was getting recruited.
Mm-hmm.
So he went 199th, which means he was passed over by every team in the NFL somewhere between 4 and 6 times, where they're like, no, I'm good. And then finally he went 199th, but this is what it said. Poor build, very skinny and narrow, can get pushed down more easily than you'd like, lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush, lacks a really strong arm, can't drive the ball down the field, and does not throw a really tight spiral. The report ended by calling me a system type player who's not what you're looking for in terms of physical stature, strength, arm strength, and mobility, and could make it in the right system, but will not be for everyone. Like, that's literally what it said about Brady, right? And so one of the things that he said that really separated him, and it was interesting going back through high school and college and how he fought his way to actually get QB1 at Michigan, was he said, I always did more. No matter what sport I was playing, I wanted to get better at it. I still do. So whatever I was told to do, jump rope, practice my quarterback techniques, whatever, I always did more. So if you develop that habit, right? I was having a call with somebody from a different mastermind group that I'm a part of, just a general business one. And this guy was saying that he wanted to essentially triple his income with where he's at now. And he's in a sales type role. And I'm like, okay, cool. How many prospects you calling a day? And he's like, well, I'm doing about 25, calling about 25. And I'm like, okay, well, how long does that take you? And he's like, about 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing the other 5 hours? Like, if you're telling me you want to triple it, what else are you doing? And he's like, well, there's other, stuff. And I'm like, dude, you got to be on the phone at least 6 hours a day. At least. I'm like, you got to do more, man. You're not doing enough, clearly. Like, it's a numbers game. So go out and do more. Like, if your boss tells you that you need to make 10 calls, do 15 or 12, or just do more. Do at least one more of everything. If you develop that habit, those are like those little things that just start to compound over time. If you become like Jim Rohn called it, like a 2-quarter guy, right? He's telling a story about, he's getting his shoes shined at the airport. And if he would ask himself, should I give this guy a quarter or 2 quarters? Obviously this is way back in the day. His mentor said, be the 2-quarter man. If any amount comes into your head to tip somebody, always go with the higher amount, right? Like, always go bigger, always go more, always do more. When I was training for the New York Marathon, if we were doing a 12-mile run, I was doing a 12.2 mile run. If we were doing an 18-mile run, I was doing an 18.2 mile run, right? I always did more than I needed to, always do more. And it sounds so simple, but I promise you, this is one of those things, one of those intangibles that will take you to the next level. Because while the next guy's stopping his sales calls at 4 o'clock, you're going till 6, right? And that compounding, that 2 hours a day for the next year, 2 years, 4 years, 10 years, 20 years, that's what's going to take you from, say, $1 million to, say, 25 million bucks. Totally different ballgame, because that compound effect over time. And it builds that bulletproof mindset of like, I'll keep pushing until I get the results, period. And you'll hear it from elite athletes all over the place. I know Jordan used to talk about it. Larry Bird used to talk about it. They'd be like, same thing with Kobe, like all the greats, they're all like, they were in the gym at 4:30. They were leaving at whatever, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. They're like, what are you still doing here? They're like, somebody else is shooting one more. Somebody else is doing one more than me. So I'm not leaving yet, because whether it was, Bird and Magic or whoever, one of them is doing more. So they don't want to be the one that does less. So it's just that one more, 5 more, 10 more, always do more. So you got anything to add to that, Mike?
No, I mean, most people see the finish line, and they once they see it, they kind of slow down, So if you can, put it in your subconscious brain to do 1 more or 5 more or 10 more and push through that finish line and go as fast as you can through the finish line, and then just keep going. Like you said, when you were running that marathon, you would do what, 0.1, mile more?
0.2 after every run.
0.2. Yeah.
Marathon is 26.2, not 26, 26.2, right? So it'd be 0.25, 0.3, 0.4, always more, so that when you got to the actual finish line, you still had more in the tank.
Yeah.
You could keep going. Compounds. You could keep pushing all the way through.
It compounds. It's analyze one more deal, and that deal may bring you, the 30% cash on cash return that you want for your STR. Do 1 more rep, like 1 more sit up, daily. You keep doing that daily and daily. And I mean, Darren Hardy, we both read his book, probably a dozen times. It's the compound effect. It just adds and adds and adds and adds and adds. And even if you write down, do 1 more every single day, that'll compound too. Like write that down in your journal, like we talked about. So that's all I got to add. I mean, TB12 is obviously the GOAT. I'm not a huge fan of the Patriots, but it's no secret. I mean, it's not just him. You study any success of any athlete, any business person that's been very successful, or really anyone that you strive to be like, they're going to have the same methodology and same mindset of, all right, I'm going to do 1 more than I think I should do because somebody else is out there doing 1 more than me. So I'm going to do 1 more than them. So,
you know what he said to Kraft when he first met him, when he first got to Foxborough? He went up to Robert Kraft, who's the owner of the Patriots, and he was like, "How you doing, Mr. Kraft? My name's Tom Brady." And he was like, "I know who you are." He's like, "We picked you up in the 6th round, blah, blah, blah." And he goes, "Yeah. And that was the best investment that you have ever made in your life." And he just kept it moving, right? And this is some rookie that like walked in to Robert Kraft, multi-billionaire that owns the team, right? Like Stones, man, but it's that confidence and that will. Like he willed his success into existence. He refused to fail. Like you just refuse. Like I had a call earlier with somebody and they were like, "What does it take?" I'm like, it just takes the will to just not accept failure. Like you're going to make mistakes, yes, but you just need to keep going until like through the finish line, like you were saying. Like too many people just quit. It's, "Oh, this was harder than I thought. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. I don't know if it's worth it." You want to make 20, 30, 40 grand a month? Yeah, suck it up, buttercup. Like you got to get to work. Most people spend 100 grand on college and then come out making 70 grand a year, 80 grand. Maybe you make it to 100, 150. You want to make 20 grand a month, $250,000 a year through this business in 12 months? Suck it up and buckle down. It's time to get to work. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, why do you want to be here? If it was that easy, everybody would be caking it. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to hear any complaints. I just want to hear, how many calls did you make? How many prospects you talked to? How many deals you analyze? Like you can have excuses or you can have results. I don't let excuses in here. Other people are going to let you off the hook. I'm not even going to let you talk. Like, enough. Those are just excuses. Pick up the phone and dial, as Leo would say, right? Like, keep going.
Yeah. So. And it's awesome to see folks in the mastermind, like I think somebody posted it in the mastermind last night. She was like, I got on the Tuesday call and, I told everybody the struggles I was having and things that, kept happening, and, nobody returned my calls. And she posted last night, which was Wednesday night, and said, hey, I just got the largest deal yet because I kept persisting. Like I kept doing it. So it's so cool to see the people in the mastermind and then also the accelerator continue and just keep pushing and keep pushing each other. Like there was like 15 comments on it last night when she posted that. So everybody's, supporting, encouraging each other. And I think 2 weeks ago, holding each other accountable. I've got only, I think 2 people have been consistently texting us their accountability goals. So
I just got this text yesterday. I don't even know if you can read that, but it says, last day at the 9 to 5 is this Friday. Couldn't have done it without your podcast and mastermind. So thank you. Right? Like this is Parker. He's been putting in the work, getting it done, and he's quitting his job. He's done on Friday. Like that's it, man. Like it works. You just got to work it. Like that's it. So anyway, hope you guys got a lot out of this. Develop that habit of going the extra mile. Do one more rep, one more push-up, one more call, one more deal, whatever it is, just do one more and develop that habit and just watch where it takes you in the next 12 months. Even the next 3 months, just watch what that habit's going to start doing to you. Your health is going to improve. Your relationships are going to improve. Mm-hmm. Your bank balance is going to improve. Like just do one more. That's it. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Monday. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another Tuesday with Mike and Mike. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.